A McKinsey study found something astonishing. People in flow state can be up to 500% more productive than normal. That's not marketing hype, it's a real number. 5 times more productive. And it's not just McKinsey. The Department of Defense found that learning speeds increase by anywhere between 240 to 500% when people are in a state of flow. Creativity research showed 400 to 700% gains. These aren't elite superhumans. These are ordinary people working in the right conditions. And that's what this video is all about. Those conditions and how to create them. Flow state isn't just being in the zone. It's a specific neurological state where action and awareness merge. Deeper form of mindfulness, grounded in clarity of context and trust in your own capability. You're so focused, the outside world fades away. Hours feel like minutes, and you forget yourself. And the work, it feels effortless, even when it's intense. You've probably been there, whether writing code, mapping a proposal, or solving a tough problem. You weren't grinding, you were actually having fun. So, what's happening in your brain? Flow floods your system with a potent cocktail of neurochemicals. Norepinephrine locks your focus. Dopamine fuels motivation. Endorphins boost persistence. Anandamide enhances creativity, and GABA calms your nervous system. It's like your brain activates its own performance enhancing pharmacy, and the results speak for themselves. And here's what makes flow so important: it doesn't burn you out, it energizes you. People with high flow lifestyles report the highest levels of life satisfaction and engagement. They don't collapse after peak performance, they thrive because of it. Now, this connects directly to Agile culture. One of Agile's core values is individuals and interactions over processes and tools. That's not about rejecting structure, it's about creating environments where people can do their best work within structure that supports, not suffocate. That's exactly where flow happens. Now, think about most knowledge work environments. The tragic reality left behind by so many failed transformations is that language stayed, the ritual stayed, but the culture, the conditions for flow, Agile never made it in the door. Constant pings, endless meetings, vague priorities, either boredom because the challenge is too low or anxiety because the expectations are too high. And let's not forget the open office layouts, sold as collaboration workspaces, built without any respect for focus. And just to be clear, Agile had nothing to do with that. The open office craze came from the furniture industry. They piggybacked on the Agile wave to sell new furniture. The largest open office implementations, like Facebook's, they proved conclusively how flawed the concept is. These environments sabotage flow. True Agile culture flips that. It builds the scaffolding that supports flow. Cross-functional teams minimize handoffs. Iteration planning sets clear, achievable goals. And stand-ups, whether you're standing or sitting, it doesn't matter, were never about posture. They were about mapping the path to your purpose, to achieving purpose, and doing it together as a team. Retrospectives give teams space to reflect, learn, and improve their environment to support deeper focus. And all of it happens without slipping into micromanagement, which brings us to autonomy. That's not just a feel good principle, it's a flow trigger. People need a sense of control, clear goals, fast feedback, and challenges that stretch their skills without breaking them. Agile practices like self organizing teams and collaborative planning help deliver exactly that. And this balance between challenge and skill, that's where flow supports our journey. Not too easy, not too hard, just enough to stretch you. Agile naturally supports this through iterative delivery, progressive skill building, and short cycles that allow safe experimentation. The system is designed to push the limits without risk of collapse. Now, let's add AI to the mix. As AI automates routine, rule based tasks, the workflow that's left is what humans can have the opportunity to become more creative. And they deal with the more complex things and, very importantly, more ambiguous things. And yes, ambiguous. That's important because that's our world reality now. We have to let go of the past where clarity was king, where everything could be broken down, codified, and locked into perfect systems. We already won that game where it was possible to win it. What's left now is the rest. And the rest is messy, it's uncertain, it's human, and it's where the real value lives. In other words, the kind of work where flow thrives. Flow becomes the edge in AI accelerated environments. It's what allows us to do things AI can't, like solve novel problems, make human meaning, and build trust. AI might optimize the process and its execution. Flow unlocks the potential. And here's the difference between flow and hustle. Hustle drives performance through pressure. Flow supports it through alignment. You don't force harder, you design smarter. You create the conditions, and the performance just flows. Organizations that understand this will have the edge. They build teams that aren't just faster, they're sharper, more adaptable, and fully engaged. That's the kind of team that works with AI, treating it as a partner in complexity, not just a clever automation tool. Because AI isn't here just to take over the routine, it's here to change the nature of what is possible. And this isn't theory, it's biology, it's psychology, it's repeatable, and it's deeply aligned with Agile. Agile isn't about ceremonies and velocity charts, it's about culture. It's about building environments where humans can thrive, especially in increasingly complex AI enabled workplaces. Flow isn't a luxury. It's the new baseline for high performance. And agile culture, that's how we get there by focusing on people, not just process. Processes matter. Practices and tools matter. Without them, it's not possible to implement business agility. Let's be clear about that. And without an agile culture that supports those practices, flow isn't possible. You end up with agile theater. You get the rituals without the results. And you actually reduce, not increase productivity. So, what can you try? Have a conversation with your team about flow. Describe the concept, what it is, what it feels like, and then ask them, what's one small incremental change we could make to move closer to that kind of environment? Maybe it's fewer interruptions, maybe it's clearer goals, maybe it's blocking off one afternoon a week for deep work. Whatever it is, try it, do the experiment, then see what happens. And if something shifts, even a little, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're seeing in practice. And if you'd like to learn more about creating flow supporting environments, click one of these. I'll be happy to tell you all about it.